Colorado Rapids and Vancouver Whitecaps square off for an all-Western conference on Saturday. Sports writer Kevin Stott is on the line. He's written an article all about this match, and he's here now to give us his predictions. Now, this is a battle between number 1 Whitecaps and number 10 Rapids. Now, even with the Rapids having the home advantage, they haven't had a win in their last 3 played. Are you expecting to see a clear Whitecaps win?
Yeah, this is my favorite pick of the week right here. The Vancouver Whitecaps are playing very good football, soccer right now. Colorado is the worst team in the Western Conference, maybe the worst team in the league. They only have 1 home win all year. Like you said, they only have 1 win in their last 3 games. So they're just really doubting themselves. And they only have 2 players with multiple goals. It's almost July 4th. Think about it. We're 20 weeks into the season, Natalie. They've got 2 guys that have multiple goals. That's not cool. So therefore, you got to play great defense. Colorado has been playing good defense, actually great defense for a good part of the season, but they're just not a good enough team, to be honest with you. And Vancouver's starting to believe. They have the best road record in the MLS. They play low-scoring games on the rate.
Well, I'm surprised here about the winners market because Colorado Rapids are actually the favourites, 2.45. Bet365, Vancouver Whitecaps, that I think is a really good price, 2.9 William Hill, and the draw is 3.4 also with William Hill. I like the Whitecaps, straight victory, 2.9. Is that what you're taking?
Yeah, most definitely. It's one of those games we had one last week. I can't remember because we do so much, but there was a game last week where it seemed like there was a wrong side favorite. You don't usually have that a lot in soccer, but I'm surprised that this wasn't even closer odds, that it was almost like the Whitecaps were almost made favorites.
Well, last meeting ended 1-0 to the Rapids at home about a month ago. So can we expect the same, or are you expecting it different this time?
Yeah, in terms of the total shots on goal and the type of game, definitely. I just think that the Whitecaps get the win here, though. They're a better team in Colorado. I watch them a lot because I like betting against bad teams. I like fading, as they say, bad teams. Colorado is my favorite team to bet against in the MLS, so I get to watch them a lot when they're whether it's on TV or on a computer. But they just don't generate a lot of shots. They scuffle. They have a lot of trouble, and They can't feel good about themselves right now. They're still theoretically in the playoff race, but I can't believe that the home crowd advantage even helps anymore. They're just such a sad team.
Now, both teams to score surprisingly is pretty low, 1.67 at Bet365 compared to no, 2.1. Are you expecting goals from both sides, or are you going with both teams to score no?
No, this is going to be a game where there's probably 8 to 10 quality shots combined on both goalies. And both teams do have good goalkeepers, so this will be. There's a lot of games like this in the MLS. This will be a boring game, and then the first goal will be the most important goal and maybe the only goal in the game. And I see Vancouver getting that. I like the under a lot because of that. Under 2.5 minus $1.17 at Bet365 was the lowest I saw when I wrote this recap. Also, another thing we should say here that I noticed from the story here, this is a good time to get a futures bet down on Vancouver Whitecaps at 14-1 to win the MLS Cup. A week from now, I guarantee you those odds won't be that high. I was surprised that it stayed at 14-1 after they leapfrogged Seattle to take the first place spot in the West, but a lot of Americans, a lot of soccer fans, and a lot of bettors don't pay attention to Vancouver simply because they're a new team. They don't know a lot about them, and they're from Canada. So you taking a shot on Vancouver at 14-1 might open up a hedging opportunity, too, for you.
All right, fantastic. But would you say that the best bet here would be just to back the Vancouver Whitecaps?
Oh, I love it, yeah. I hate to get emotional about things, but I'm going to put a healthy amount of money on the Whitecaps plus 220 myself. The under is also a pretty good pick, but you're not going to find that. This should be at plus 145. I would have jumped at plus 220 or 2-1. The first place team against the last place team, like a third grader could handicap this. It doesn't mean it's going to be right, but yeah, I like the Vancouver Whitecaps an awful lot in this game, Natalie.
All right, fantastic. Kevin Stott, thank you for joining us.
Cool, thanks, Natalie.